Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. The West has no honest arguments about Ukraine, Mr. Lavrov said. Russian Foreign Minister said NATO countries prefer slogans to substantive dialogue. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told the United Nations on Wednesday that the West does not want an honest look at the origins of the Ukraine crisis and is ready to blame Moscow. Today, our opponents' rhetoric is filled with slogans. Invasion, invasion, annexation. And not a word about the root cause of the problem, Mr. Lavrov said in his speech to the United Nations Security Council. He then accused the West of supporting a blatantly Nazi regime in Ukraine, which openly rewrote the outcome of World War II and the history of its own people. The West is avoiding having a substantive debate based on facts and respecting all the principles of the UN Charter. Clearly there is no argument for honest dialogue, the minister said. Moscow asserted that it was forced to launch a military operation in Ukraine last year to protect the people of Donbass and cited Kiev's failure to implement the 2014 to 2015 Minsk peace agreement. Russian officials say the West also supported the nationalists who took power in the 2014 coup in Kiev. Mr. Lavrov accused the Ukrainian government of obstructing peace negotiations. He noted that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky issued a decree in October 2022 in which he declared it is impossible to conduct negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin. If the US is interested in negotiations, I think it will not be difficult for them to ask Kiev to cancel Zelensky's decree, Mr. Lavrov said. Meaningful negotiations between Russia and Ukraine failed in the spring of 2022, with both sides blaming each other. Putin said Ukrainian negotiators had approved a draft treaty on Kiev's neutrality, one of Moscow's main demands, but then withdrew their comments, rejecting the agreement. Since then, Kiev has insisted that negotiations can continue only after Moscow cedes Crimea and 4 other former Ukrainian territories that joined Russia after holding successive referendums in 2015, 2014 and September 2022. Moscow has repeatedly rejected this condition as unacceptable. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.